Alright fellas, welcome back. I'm going to be working on the control panel again. I have ordered another STC 1000 because this STC 1000 that's been in the control panel since we built it, which runs the fermentation fridge, has been glued in because the little fin, the little securing tabs that you push up against whatever you're fitting it in would not secure against the door of this control panel because it was too thick, and ended up, oh no I have, oh you bastard, I didn't glue it in after all. I should have checked. I was so goddamn certain that I'd glued it in that it didn't fit. Oh well, never mind. We'll kick off the new build with the new STC 1000 and keep the old one for a spare in case this goes down. I mean, that has been on since I built the panel. It has never been off, the STC. I suppose we ought to be starting off with a brand new one in the new control panel anyway. That's my thinking anyway. So we're going to be marking up the STC 1000. I'm thinking I'm going to have it up here somewhere, and then we also need to fit a switch that I was forgetting about, the switch for the alarm. So the reset button that the reset button came. The reset button came for resetting the timer, but I needed a switch for turning the alarm off. So we've got to fit the switch for the alarm there, STC up there, and then also we are going to be getting the heat sink ready for fitting, which I think what I'm going to do is once I've cut the hole bigger, just a little bit bigger, just to allow the solid state relays to come through and to be attached. I mean, they pretty much fit anyway. In fact, I possibly don't need to cut any out. Maybe just a smidgen. Maybe just a smidgen. So they're going to be obviously on the inside, but mounted to this. And then this I'm going to drill each corner, drill it through here, and stainless steel bolts to fasten that to the top of the control panel. So we've got that job to do, but yeah, this is too big. It's a fin too big, so we're going to have to whip the fin off, the last fin, which is actually the one that was bent anyway, so we can get rid of the defect. Cut that off. That will be the right size for the top. Cut the hole in the top a little bit bigger to get the solid states relays through, and then we're going to take everything out of the control panel. Once we've done all the cutting, I'm going to strip the control panel. We're going to key it with some sandpaper, and then we're going to paint it. I've decided we're going to spray it up. So I got the paint. I'm going to hopefully get it at least one coat on today, maybe a couple. Actually get it done, really. I've been looking at a few tips on spray painting. I've been spray painting out of a can. And they were giving some tips on how to get a pretty decent finish, and also to not let it completely dry before putting another coat on. So it's obviously adhering to the coat that you've just put on, like 15 minutes I think, and then hit it again. So we're going to get it painted up. But the colour, oh dear, it's different. It's not going to be black. Everyone's a black. They either leave it like this, the colour it is now, or they paint it black. So we're going to go slightly different. I think it's going to work out. Let's get on with it. Right, first things first. We're going to cut this fin off here with the angle grinder. Voila. Absolutely perfect. So not only have we got rid of that defected fin from shipping that was all bent, but now we have a perfect fit. Right, now we need to strip the control panel. Right, I've masked off as you've seen, but I've also marked out for the first hole, and now we're starting on the STC. So I've just put me square up against the bottom of the door, you know, brought 2 lines down from this hole here, 2 lines across from this hole here, and where they meet diagonals is obviously the middle, so that's going to be the switch that's going to turn off the alarm. Resets go in there, and then here I've hashed out where the no-go drilly sorry zone is, and then just brought the STC in just a little bit. And the measurements I want is 26 and 69. Take that off I think in a minute, but 26 and 69. Boom. Okay. So we'll get the STC cut out now. Now we've done the switch for the alarm. And once this is done, the front panel is completed. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Right, been about 20 minutes. And I'm going to spray it again, but I'm going to go the other way. I'm glad I'm going to do the top, which ain't going to be seen. Then I'll probably do the back next, that isn't going to be seen, and get a bit of practice. Bit of practice before I hit the front panel. But you're supposed to have like an overlay. So you put your first line down, your next one's supposed to lap it. If you miss it, you get a bit in the middle. You want to like overlap it, so they say. But anyway, I went this way, so the second coat I'll go this way because I can see where it's a bit thin. So there it goes. The second coat. See what that looks like when it's dry. And you're supposed to turn this upside down and then spray it till no paint comes out. And that's your nozzle clear through. That's the second coat. Okay, another 20 minutes has passed. Second coat. It's looking better than the first. There's just a little bit of a patch here and on that edge there where it's looking a little thin. The rest, there's a little bit there, but the rest seems to have picked up from the second coat. So I'm going to hit it with a third coat, and we started off going this way, second coat went that way, third coat's going to go this way. Oh my goodness me, it's the next day, and you've just seen we've applied 3 coats as a test to the top of the control panel, which will be covered anyway, so it was a good place to do a little test. Like you saw, I was applying the coats so that they were going tacky. They weren't completely dry, but they weren't wet. And I must admit, the first coat, I was thinking, oh man, this isn't covering very well. The second coat though, sort of picked me up. The third one has done the job. So it's the next day, I've stripped everything off it, and well, let's have a look. I'll get you in for a closer look, but I'm pretty pleased with how she's turned out. There we go. So, as you can see, hopefully this is picking up, but it's done a really nice, even cover, and there's no like thick areas where it's glooped up and gathered. It's just a nice, even finish, and it's definitely going to put the cat amongst the pigeons, I think, this one. But I'm happy with the colour, actually. I'm laughing because I know what's coming. But when I've looked at control panels, they're black. They're painted black, or they're left the colour that I was left with before painting it. And I thought, you know what? Got to be a little bit different, and I fancy yellow. So I've got yellow in the new to Homebrew logo is like an orangey yellow. And I thought that once we've got all the panel yellow, and then we start adding black text and possibly sticking a logo somewhere that's black, I think the black and the yellow is going to pop quite nicely. I think when everything's in and it's lit up, I think it's going to look friggin' awesome. But it's going to put the cat amongst the pigeons for sure. But I like it. So what I've done is, last night, when I came in to check it, and it had dried last night, I just went around the whole box, and I keyed the whole box last night, just rubbed it all down, dusted it all off, because I wanted to have like a dust-free area, or a dust-free environment as much as I could. So I didn't want to come in here this morning and start rubbing it down, having dust particles in the air, and then having them sort of float down onto the paint. So I did it all last night, so it's had a full night for everything to settle. I'm going to mask off the desk now and the window and have a proper area to spray the rest up. I'm going to get it sprayed up, I think. I'm going to leave the bottom though, because I've got some cuts to do to the bottom, so I may as well paint that at a later date. But once we're all painted and we're dry, then we're going to hit it with a lacquer to put a final tougher seal on the top of it, and we should be good to go. But let's crack on. Okay, so I've just opened up some black bags and put them on the bench so that we've got a nice clean dustish free area to work with, and then I've just lined them up, keep the paint off the windows. I'm going to hit it in one, hopefully, so I'm going to work my way around here, I should imagine, and spray this, spray the back, work it round here, and then do the front, let it dry, and repeat the process as we did on the top. 3 coats should get it looking like that. The advantage though I had yesterday is that this is flat, so I didn't have to deal with any runs. But if we apply it properly, then we shouldn't have to worry about runs, because we're not going heavy with it. Hopefully that will help me get down to the bottom, and I can spin it round on there. Yeah, give it a final wipe down. I'll give it all a good wipe, but it's these little filings that get magnetised. But I'll give it all a good wipe. I've also took the lock off the door. Good job the top's dry as well, because we can lift it, turn it around if we need to. Fingers crossed. We'll see how she looks. got the runs. Who's got the goddamn runs? Just having to move just a little bit quicker. Got runs there as well. Who's got the runs today? Okay, so not 3 bad. I just have some runnage there and some runnage there, which ain't the best, if I'm honest. I don't even know if this is the right thing to do. Dib-dabbing it off. Maybe a little dib-dab and then cover it with the other coats. But it seems to be when you haven't got the speed right and it's putting too much paint on in one area, and then it's running. So I'll just dab some of that off. Hopefully it'll be fine for the other coats. Time for the second coat. I'll see if I can do it without getting any runs. But I ain't promising anything. I'll go all the way around this way again. By the time I get to the door, hopefully I've got it. Right, I'm going to have to try to do it this way. This is another awkward thing, because I've gone that way for the first. I want to really go the opposite way to get a better coverage. So I might have to tilt it a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how we go. In fact, yeah, I'm going to have a crack at tilting it. Okay. My gloves. Not got runs in that one. I think it was looking, this when I did this, it was looking a bit patchy till I got the third coat on, and even then it looked a little bit patchy, and then when it dried completely fine, so we shall see. Right, third coat. The third coat should get it looking something like what we've got on the top there, but I might hit it with a fourth. Quite a big area to keep the overlap constant, which wasn't bad on here, and I think that's why I've got such an even coverage. But on the larger surfaces, getting the speed right and the overlap is a little bit trickier. But we shall see. Right, that's the third coat. I think I'll hit it with a fourth. We'll just let that go a bit tackier. Hit it with a fourth, but like I say, the third coat on top looked like this, and it dried like that. So you can definitely see a difference in the colours. This doesn't look like it's covered as well as the top, but that was how the top looked after the third coat, and it sort of dried like that. So I might hit it with a fourth. In fact, I think I will. I'll hit it all over with a fourth, and then we'll let it dry and see how she looks. Hit it with a fourth coat. That'll be one more than the top, but I can just see a few little patchy pieces occasionally. So again, we're gonna go this way, alternating directions. Got a bit too much overlap there, and that might run, which is a bagger. So I might just flick it onto its back. If you can see it there, it's just a little bit wet. Yeah, definitely see there where I wasn't moving along properly. I was hitting it, I think I hit it 3 times in the same spot. So I'll put it like that, and then it won't run, it'll dry like that. So we're a bit heavy on this edge where we were trying to spray under here, but we can just sand that off and give it another hit. That's 4 coats, and I think I'm going to leave it at that for now, because I think that will dry pretty good. She's looking alright. She's yellow, isn't she? But she's different. I think she'll look good when all the switches are back in. We've got black text. We'll have a black logo somewhere, and we'll have some black detailing. No real bad runs, and she's looking a bit more like the top did. Oh. Right, I put a 5th coat on it. We did 4 on camera, and then I thought, well, you know what, I'm just going to hit it with the last one now that she's laid on her back. And I must say, the covering is pretty decent. Pretty decent. Let's have a look. She's, well, she's yellow. She's definitely yellow. See if I can get a bit of a close-up onto her. There we go, look. So I'm pleased with the covering. It's not really run, and it's nice and even, and it's gone on pretty well actually. It's a really decent finish, really decent finish. I'm pleased with that. I sent a message to Harry saying, look, I said I paint, because yesterday when I'd done the test on the top, I sent him some pictures, because he knew I was going to spray it yellow. I'd mentioned it to him, and so I was sending him some pictures saying that it's covered nice and even. Anyway, so when I'd done the full spray, I sent him a picture, and well, he sent one of these friggers back. Of course it is. Bloody hell, it's the speed camera. So we're going to have to probably name this control panel the Great Gatso, but I'm pleased with the colour. I like it. It's different, and I think once we've got all the panel lights back in, all the switches back in, the PEIDs and the fermentation fridge controller, the STC 1000, it's going to look different, but it's going to look It's going to look okay, I think. It's going to look pretty snazzy. And when we've hit it with some black detailing, some black text, and the black switches are on there, I think it's going to look good. I mean, you can't just follow the trend all the time, can you? You know what I mean? I haven't seen a yellow control panel for brewing. Well, you've seen one now. I have ordered some clear lacquer varnish spray on, like the same out of the can, spray on clear varnish from Amazon, and that's primed, so that should be here tomorrow. And then I can get a good couple of coats of that on to protect the paint, stop any scratches. And then all we need to do then, once we've got the holes cut out for the plug sockets for the elements and the PRD readouts, probe glands or wherever, once we're all cut out on the bottom, then I'll hit the bottom with the remaining paint, gloss the bottom, and that's it. I have ordered also the I've ordered some what have I ordered? I've ordered some the hell have I ordered? Relays. I've ordered some relays and they shouldn't be too long coming, and I've also ordered the plug connectors for the probes. So we're going to, obviously, like the elements are going to be plugging into the bottom of the control panel, so are the probe cables, which are going to run to the thermal wells. So they're on the way, and then we can get cutting again once we've got everything to finish the control panel. But she's yellow, the bumblebee. That's it, fellas. So as always, don't forget to thumbs up, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, click it and watch out for the next video. Until next time, I'm out of here.